Hey guys, welcome back to my video. So today I'm going to share with you some of my few favorite foundations. I've noticed when I make makeup videos, or I do makeup videos, and I do reviews, I never come back and tell you guys like what I really liked about that product, or if it's still one of my faves. You guys will see me like use it a couple of times, but then I never come back and share like my feelings afterwards, or share like what are my favorite foundation, or come back and share like some of my favorite like products or anything. So I want to share with you guys, since summer is here, some of my favorite foundations that I'm currently like really into. They work for me, I guess, all seasons. We'll test two of them out because I didn't have them last summer. But I want to go ahead and show you guys some of my favorite foundations. Before we get started, don't forget to click and subscribe down below and join the team here on Jackie Annette. And also click that little gray bell if you want to be notified when I post a new video. Like all YouTubers, we have our favorite foundations, our favorite concealers, our favorite products. And some of them are more of our favorites than others, I guess I can say. And I know I do a lot of like product reviews, makeup videos, and I don't really share with you guys why I like this product or why is it my favorite. So I decided to do that today with these foundations. Now, you have to remember that my skin is different from yours. My opinion is different from yours. So what I like, you may not like, you may have tried and you really just don't like it. But I'm just sharing with you why I personally love it and why I will continue to buy it. So the first foundation on my list is the Skinny Dip foundation. The logo has wiped off because I've used it so much, and you can see how much I've used. The color I have is Sierra Rose. I absolutely love this foundation. Now, there is no particular order from most favorite to least. When I'm talking about them, I'm just going to pick one and talk about it. So I love this foundation because I love the coverage, the color range, and the fact that it is oil free and it keeps you, and it's sweat proof. All of these things matter to me even if it's not summer, because I have oily skin and I tend to sweat and have oily skin. So I love this foundation. The only con with this foundation is that I think it works the best with its own primer, and that is the same thing with any foundation. If they come out with a primer that is particularly set for that foundation, it's going to work better with that primer. So that's the only thing, and I can say that's about it. I mean, I love the color. It does oxidize just a bit from the color in the container versus the color on your skin. So when I first got it, I thought maybe it would be a little bit too yellow, but once I placed it on my face, if you guys haven't seen this review, it did kind of match or oxidize to my skin color. I can't really explain the whole technique around it, but I will leave a link to that review if you guys want to check it out. And the best thing about this product is that it's only $11 and they have so many colors from light to dark. The next one is a newly favorite because I received this in a, what you can call it, a PR box, but it was my influencer box. This is the Becca Ultimate 24-Hour Foundation. This is a newer thing that I've been using, but I've been using it since I got it. I have it on today. It is absolutely one of the best foundations I have in my entire collection of foundations. Not only is the packaging just freaking amazing, but the product is also amazing. I love the consistency. You literally only need a pump, maybe a pump and a half, depending on if you're full coverage girl, because it already has full coverage with 1.5 pumps or 1 pump. The color range is pretty amazing on this foundation. They just added new colors, so I thought that was really cool. It's a pump. A lot of my favorites are pump foundations because that makes it a little bit more awesome if it's a pump. Now, the only thing about this foundation is that it does oxidize quite a bit more than the Skinny Dip. So I would be very careful when picking out your shade, and especially if you're shopping online. The colors online can be a bit deceiving versus the color that you get, because I thought this was going to be slightly darker than my skin tone, but it actually came out perfectly. But once I placed it on, it did oxidize just a hair bit more than I would like to. But once you do your concealer and your powder, it comes out nice. Like, it's very nice. It blends out well, it doesn't over dry, and it's also kind of like that oil free, sweat proof, everything that you need for a nice summer foundation. This is probably one of the best summer foundations I have so far. Now this guy, the Maybelline 24-Hour Foundation, the Superstay, I still love it. Even though you guys probably haven't seen it on my channel in a while, that's because I've been dipping with the Becca right now. I really do love it. I just wish that the color ranges was a bit more. I feel like this color is not quite my color. It's a little too yellow, but I love the coverage. It does last a very long time. It is sweat proof, and you don't need a ton of it. Just like the Becca one, you don't need a ton of it to give you that nice full coverage. It is very thick. Ladies and gentlemen, this foundation it's not super thick, it's very rich, so you don't need a whole bunch to cover your face, but you want to be careful with the shades because the shades are a bit tricky. This foundation, you can probably get away with doing more than one pump. You can probably do 2 or 3 pumps depending on how you're feeling or your skin. If you have acne. So it is a matte foundation, which I really love. So this is probably going to be one of the ones I use during the summer because it is a matte foundation and it's oil free, and I love things that says oil free and matte foundation because I know off the bat I'm probably going to like it because of my oily skin and I sweat, and during the summer it's 10 times worse. So the next one, I wish I had a bigger bottle, but I did receive this small bottle in one of the sample boxes that I got, and it's the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Foundation. And I really love this foundation. When I picked out my shade, it was kind of just a guess from what they had, but I wish they had more richer shades like the Becca has or the Skinny Dip foundation has. But the one thing I can say is that I love the application on this foundation, and it's very smooth, and the fact that I'm still working off of this tiny bottle and I've used it quite a bit is really crazy. The color that I picked was Y505, which is actually my perfect shade. It does give you that flawless coverage. The only thing is, I'm not quite sure I will pay $40-some for this one versus $40-some for the Becca one, but this is a really nice foundation. As far as mattifying, I don't get the same mattification like I do with the Becca or the 24-Hour foundation from Maybelline. But I do really like this foundation, and it gives you that flawless look. Now, if you're looking for an all-time summer foundation because you really want to be mattified, you want to be like oil-free to the gods, I suggest the Becca Ever Matte Foundation. This has been in my stash for a long time because I love how mattified it makes me be, especially during the summertime. Obviously Becca has really good shade ranges, so I don't have to talk about that. I do have to talk about, you have to be slightly concerned when it comes to picking your shade because you can be deceived. Again, Becca has that thing where the shades aren't what they seem to be sometimes, and in this one I got Mahogany, which in the store it seemed like my shade, but when I got it home it was obviously not the right shade for me. but I still use it. It seems like it will be a nice shade for me, but this one does oxidize just a little bit, just like the other one, so it makes it a tad bit darker. And the only other thing is, do not use the Becca matte primer with this one because your face will be so stiff. If you're like, you don't really like that stiff feeling, but you don't get the stiff look, I wouldn't use the Becca primer, matte primer, with this foundation, only because the matte primer gives you that really dry feel and look, and then placing this Ever Matte foundation on top of it will continue that dryness, even though you will stay oil free, matte free. I mean, you'll stay oil free, sweat free most of the day, if not the whole day, but you will feel very uncomfortable, and that's something that I've noticed when I wear those two products together. But all in all, I do love this foundation, and the price for it, it's a little bit steep for the container, but you have to realize what you're getting for that price. So that's the only thing that I would say about this. Those are the only things that I will say about that foundation that I'm just like, is on the fence of why some people wouldn't get it, because it's such a small container for, I think, $44, $45, 30 something, I can't remember. But I do love this. This is perfect for the summertime. The last one, I'm kind of still on the fence if I want it to be my favorite, if I don't want it to be my favorite. It's kind of like hard to tell because some days I love it, some days I don't. So, but I do use it a lot, which is weird because I'm like, if I don't love it, then why do I use it so much? This is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Foundation. I have another bottle, so obviously I like it because I bought it again. But this is in the color Coconut. So Maybelline is another company that the shades are just, some things with those shades is like one foundation, I'm this shade, and then that same name would be a totally different color, and it's just so weird. But this is Coconut, and then in the Maybelline 24 Hour, this is Warm Coconut, and they look similar, but this one is just a little too yellow. I guess that's what I can call it. And this foundation is thick. She is thick. She is so thick. And once again, it comes with a pump, but you don't need a ton of it. But you can see she is thick. And she's very yellow, very red, very, I'm warm, but too warm. I don't know how to explain her shade, but I have to say it does kind of oxidizes in a weird way because it does have sunscreen in there, so which is supposed to protect your skin, and it's supposed to be oil free. It's supposed to have these things in there that's supposed to help your skin. You're supposed to see better skin over time. And I think that was the problem that I had when I first bought this foundation, because I was going through a whole acne thing, and the first time I used it, I did break out. And I think that's because of the sunscreen, because I normally don't wear sunscreen. And on a daily basis, you know, when I do my makeup, I don't wear sunscreen. So my face did break out, but then after a few times wearing it, it was like, okay, maybe we can dig with it. But it's just something about this formula that's just kind of off, but kind of works. I've noticed when I wear it with certain primers, it is the perfect foundation. And when I use it with its own concealer, which is the Better Skin Concealer, which I love, it works really well. So I think it's one of those things where you have to buy the products that go with it for it to really be a good foundation. And it's really thick. The coverage is nice. That's probably why I keep buying it. But it's just something about it. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. She's a tricky one. So those are all of my favorite foundations so far. I'm hoping during the summer to expand some more and test out more foundations for you guys. I will leave a link for like the Skinny Dip one. I do have a link down below for that foundation. But most of these other ones are pretty easy to find. You guys probably already heard of them. or used them before, and if you have and you like it or you don't, let me know down below. And yeah, so I can't wait to chat with you guys in my next video. Don't forget to check out some of my old videos right here and click and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.